Hey there, we've put together this customized explainer just for you, focusing specifically on your potential move to 41734 North Maidstone Court over in the beautiful Anthem Country Club. You know, if you've been led to believe that the absolute only way to buy a home is to lock yourself into a traditional 30-year mortgage, well, get ready to see homeownership through a totally different lens today. We're going to dive right into the math and the strategy behind a fundamentally better way to finance your future.
Okay, so here's our roadmap for today. We're covering 6 key areas: exposing the bank's secret, the simple interest revolution, your specific Anthem Country Club wealth velocity, unlocking unprecedented liquidity, the top 10 AIO strategies, and finally, your next strategic step. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. Exposing the bank's secret, the amortization game.
Let's start by tearing down a huge myth about the traditional 30-year mortgage. We've all been handed the exact same script, right? Buy a house, get a mortgage, pay it off for 30 years. But the bank's true goal isn't just giving you a low interest rate on paper. The real secret is volume. They front-load the loan to make absolutely sure they keep the largest possible chunk of your wealth. Amortization is basically just a structural friction designed to make the institution rich, not you.
Just look at this breakdown. The numbers are honestly staggering. In year 2 of a traditional loan, only 18.6% of your payment actually goes to your principal. A whopping 81.4% is just pure interest handed right over to the bank. And you'd think, okay, it gets vastly better over time, right? Well, fast forward to year 10. Even a whole decade later, you're still only putting 30% toward principal, meaning 70 cents of every single dollar you pay is literally still just feeding the bank's bottom line. Crazy, right?
And because that interest is so heavily front-loaded, here is the most painful part. You are forced to wait an agonizing 25 years just to hit the 75% principal threshold. That's a quarter of a century just to reach the point where 75% of your monthly payment is finally building your own equity. By the time you actually start paying yourself first, your roof is probably going to need replacing.
All right, Section 2. The simple interest revolution, a new engine.
So the solution here isn't just making more money or aggressively clipping coupons to make extra principal payments. The actual solution is completely bypassing that whole amortization trap with a completely different financial engine. Enter the all-in-one, or AIO, loan. Simply put, this is a first lien HELOC that completely replaces your primary mortgage, and it's fused directly with a sweep checking account. Instead of paying heavily amortized interest, the AIO uses daily simple interest to absolutely crush your principal.
Here's how that plays out. In the old, broken system, your paycheck just sits idle in a checking account doing basically nothing while your mortgage balance accumulates interest every single day. But with the AIO, your paycheck deposits directly into the loan account, immediately dragging down your principal balance. Your money never sleeps anymore. It's constantly working 24/7 to suppress the balance that the bank uses to calculate your interest.
Which brings us to Section 3, Anthem Country Club Wealth Velocity.
Now let's take this mathematical engine and apply it directly to your potential purchase at North Maidstone Court. Let's say we're looking at a $630,000 purchase price. You put 10% down and you're looking at a $567,000 loan. Now let's factor in your cash flow. We'll assume a $12,000 monthly household income and $9,000 in monthly spending. That leaves you with $3,000 in positive cash flow. When we run these exact wealth velocity numbers through the AIO system, the contrast with a traditional 30-year loan is just mind-blowing.
By putting that cash flow to work every single day, the AIO completely crushes traditional interest. You aren't just saving a few bucks here and there. You are saving an unbelievable $508,008.07 over the life of the loan. And because your payoff speed is so incredibly fast, your effective APR drops all the way down to a staggering 1.944%. That totally eclipses what you'd be bleeding out on a traditional 6.25% fixed-rate mortgage.
To put that into perspective, let's fast forward to month 116. That's exactly 9.6 years from your purchase date. If you took the traditional route, making regular monthly payments, you would still owe the bank roughly $483,000. Still on the hook. But with the AIO's dynamic cash flow engine, your home is completely paid off. Zero balance. In just 9.6 years, and you didn't even have to change your lifestyle or spending habits to do it.
Moving on to Section 4, Unlocking Unprecedented Liquidity.
Now, a big fear people have with aggressive payoff strategies is trapping all their cash in their house, right? Becoming house rich and cash poor.
But the AIO completely flips that dynamic. It is actually the most conservative, flexible loan out there. It gives you a 30-year window of protection where you maintain full access up to your original $567,000 loan amount. So during the payoff phase, and even after the home is fully paid off at year 9.6, you still have fully liquid, accessible capital ready to go for emergencies or massive investment opportunities.
Section 5. Top 10 AIO Strategies.
Because of that unprecedented liquidity, you basically get a comprehensive playbook to maximize your financial leverage. Let's look at the first 5 strategies. You've got the 100% income sweep, where your principal drops the second you get paid. Then you can leverage your idle cash, like your emergency fund, to actively suppress daily interest. You can even maximize interest flow by putting all your living expenses on a rewards credit card for 30 days, letting your cash crush interest in the AIO, and then just paying the card off in full. Add in the ability to drop lump sum windfalls straight into the account, all while completely eliminating traditional amortization.
And it gets even better. You can easily consolidate high-interest, non-housing debt. You can instantly self-fund real estate investments without jumping through hoops for bank approvals. Since it's an open line, you bypass those expensive secondary refinancing costs altogether. It perfectly offsets seasonal or irregular income, and ultimately, all of this continuous movement creates a compound velocity that completely shatters the bank's compounding interest cycle.
Finally, Section 6. Your next strategic step.
Now, real quick, please take a moment to review this standard financial disclaimer. As always, the information we're covering in this explainer provides a strategic framework meant for educational purposes. Real estate markets and financial data are always moving, so it's absolutely essential to run your personal numbers with a professional before making any major leaps.
And the team dedicated to guiding you out of that old amortization trap and into this powerful new system is the Payoff Pros. They specialize in moving homeowners from a state of forced long-term debt into a position of absolute liquidity, freedom, and control. So, your next step? Reach out directly to Eric Walbot. He's a mortgage strategist and AIO specialist, NMLS numbers 2018-77 and 1936-984. You can also find him at Payoff Pro. Give Eric a call at 602-430-7519 or shoot him an email at eric@thepayoffpros.com to schedule a coffee meetup or a quick Zoom to run your exact personal numbers. Because honestly, you have to ask yourself, if you just keep playing the bank's 30-year game, what is it truly going to cost your future?